Welcome to Stoic Psyche Wisdom, your sanctuary for timeless truths in an age of mental chaos. You've spent years trapped in a loop, seeking approval, chasing validation, adjusting yourself to meet expectations that were never yours to begin with. Yet every time you reach for that sense of peace, it slips away, like a shadow, elusive, unattainable. Why? Because you're building a life on foundations that were never meant to hold you. The truth is simple but painful. The more you try to be who they want you to be, the further you drift from who you truly are. And that's where Stoicism steps in. Not as a cold, outdated philosophy, but as a guide, a compass pointing inward. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion. It's about aligning with reality. It teaches you how to stop giving your power away to people, to expectations, to imaginary futures and unchangeable pasts. And most importantly, it teaches you how to focus entirely on yourself. In a word, you to do the opposite. So today, we take that journey. We start with what matters. We stop with what doesn't. And we shift from living by default to living by design. Chapter 1. Inner Peace begins within. Let's begin with the simplest truth. Peace doesn't come from others. Peace begins and ends within you. And yet most people live their entire lives backwards. They search for peace in promotions, in relationships, in social media likes, in gym mirrors, in money, in just one more achievements. But here's the truth. No amount of external success can quiet an internal storm. You could have the admiration of millions, but if your mind is enslaved to anxiety, comparison, and shame, you'll still feel hollow. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." We must understand this. Peace is not the reward after you fix your life. It is the build it. So how do we find this peace? By returning to the only place we truly have control, our own mind. Chapter 2. The Myth of External Validation. Let's break a myth that runs society. If people like you, you'll finally feel worthy. It's false. If you need someone else to approve of you to feel whole, you're handing them the keys to your happiness. And guess what? Most people aren't even qualified to hold them. Think about how much of your day is shaped by invisible forces. The fear of being judged, the pressure to be liked, the need to keep up. But Stoicism teaches, freedom begins the moment you stop needing permission. When you stop checking the emotional weather of others before stepping outside your own identity, you start to feel real power. Power rooted in self-respect. Not arrogance, not delusion, but an unshakable sense of alignment. Chapter 3. Learning to respond, not react. Most people don't respond to life. Be struck. But reacting is passive. It means you've surrendered your agency. You yell because someone yelled first. You quit because someone doubted you. You spiral because things didn't go as planned. Stoicism trains us to respond, to pause, to breathe, to observe, and then to act from reason, not impulse. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine if you could remain calm in chaos, not cold, but centered. That's real strength. And it comes from the habit of focusing only on what you can control. Chapter 4. The Power of Detachment. Detachment isn't apathy, it's clarity. It means you can still love without clinging. You can still care without controlling. You let go not because you don't value it, but because you refuse to be ruled by it. A Stoic understands that every external thing, wealth, status, even relationships, is temporary. To attach your peace to something fleeting is to G. Who is brave is free. Brave enough to live without needing guarantees. Brave enough to hold life with open palms. Chapter 5. Build a life you don't need to escape from. You scroll endlessly, you binge shows, you drown in distractions. not because you're lazy, but because you're trying to escape a life that doesn't feel like yours. Here's the Stoic solution. Build a life you don't need to escape from. Simplify your priorities. Know your values. Set boundaries that honor your soul. Live less from expectation, more from intention. Stop chasing a perfect life. Start crafting a meaningful one. Chapter 6. Daily Practice, the Core Stoic Habits. So how do we practice all this? Here are daily Stoic habits you can implement immediately. Morning reflection. Ask, what can I control today? Midday awareness check. Pause, breathe, realign. Evening journaling. What did I learn today about myself? Voluntary discomfort. Skip a luxury. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. Visualization. Imagine loss. Appreciate what you have. These practices are not just rituals. They are tools for transformation. Chapter 7. You are enough when you are aligned. You don't need to be louder, richer, more attractive, more light. You need to be aligned. When your actions match your values, when your words match your truth, when your life reflects your soul, you become unstoppable, not because the world approves of you, but because you approve of yourself. That is Stoicism. That is power. That is peace. Conclusion. The call to begin. So here we are. You can continue seeking approval, building a life on shaky ground, living a performance instead of a purpose. Or you can start now, today, to stop caring about what doesn't matter, to focus 100% on yourself, to walk the Stoic path of clarity, strength, and peace. No one else can do it for you, but if you choose it, I promise you, you will meet the strongest version of yourself. Oh,